What is going on, YouTube? Smolder here with another tier list, and this time it is going to be on the Xbox Showcase from just a couple days ago. Here in June. What day actually did it occur? It would have been on Sunday, the 7th, June 7th, Xbox Showcase. And we're just going to go over how I feel about everything that was announced. And yeah, thankfully, shout out to whoever made this tier maker list, so I didn't have to make one again. Thank you. Let's go down the list of what they have listed here. State of Decay 3? Probably not. It's honestly just not my kind of game. That being said, it's one of those things, this row here for probably not is like, it could be good. It could be excellent for people. It's just, it's not my thing. Again, this is a completely biased tier list based off of what I like and what I'm going to play, what I want to play, and what I don't want to play. Bad Magpie? Probably not. It actually looked really funny. But probably not. It's just not my kind of game. Castlevania, Belmont's Curse. How long has it been since we've had a brand new mainline Castlevania game? It's been a long time. I'm not sure exactly how long, but I know it's been a while, and I am ecstatic. There's a couple things, though, that does have me slight reservations, but I'm getting it day one. I'm pre-ordering it. Yes, this game is on the top of my list. I know it's being worked on, I think, by a combination of two different devs, I believe, specifically with some of the guys from Dead Cells. And my reservations is mostly the art style. It looks beautiful and gorgeous, and it looks like it's going to be extremely fluid. But generally, Castlevania has always been a little bit on the more gothic, dark looking side. This one looks a lot more bright. That all being said, though, yes. And for those of you like, oh, you're gonna play a woman, I don't give a fuck if you're playing a woman in this game. It looks badass. And I'm really curious to see where they go with the story on it, too. Looks really cool. I'm super excited. That all being said, my most hyped game on this list, I believe, is probably Clockwork Revolution. It is made by In Exile, which I love a lot of the games that In Exile does. A lot of the really old games, as well as, like, if we're talking more modern times, I believe they're the ones who did the Bard's Tale 4, and they definitely did Wasteland, the Wasteland games, 2 and 3 specifically, and 3 was, if you like CRPGs and you want that post-apocalyptic feel, hell yes. Hell yes. Wolong 2 is going to go into that probably category. I didn't finish the first one. Not because it was too hard. It's maybe the same guys who does Neo, and I love Neo. But Wolong, the very first boss, I thought was really hard, and I was like, all right, this is looking good. And then the game is just so easy. I don't know. I put like 20, 25 hours in the game, and the game was absolutely easy. Maybe it's a personal thing for me, but I'm just not the biggest fan generally. Not all, there's exceptions to the rule. Wukong definitely is. But of like more traditional Chinese medieval era, I'm not the biggest fan of. Which is weird because I grew up watching Hong Kong movies and a lot of these, epic, Chinese films and stuff like crazy, and I loved most of them. But when it comes to games, I don't know. They're all samey, and I know you can say the same thing about Neo and all those kind of games too. Sure, you can say the same thing. It's just a personal flavor thing. I'm sure the game's gonna play great. Crazy Taxi World Tour. I was never really into Crazy Taxi. I remember the game. It was one of those games I remember. It was on what, Dreamcast or something, that I remember going to Toys R Us. I was already older. I was like, what, middle school, junior, or high school? And this time, but you could still go to like Toys R Us and stuff, and they would always have a display of being able to play the latest consoles, and they'd have a game that you can play. I remember Crazy Taxi being one of the big ones. I don't know. It's not really my thing. Fable is going into the yes category. Yes is pretty similar to the super hype. It's just not quite. However, that last trailer, though, a lot of people really like, a lot of the old Fable fans are just like, this is not my Fable, not my Fable. Dude, that last trailer sold me even harder. Not only do we have Captain Carter, or Agent Carter, whatever, Haley Atwell playing the villain, I liked seeing a more dark, serious tone to it, which, let's be real, we know it's not going to be. It's still going to be very silly and goofy and stuff, because we've already seen the previous presentation from end of last year, not even a year ago, or maybe, was it even earlier this year? And it still looks fantastic. So, I'm in it to win it. Oh, yes. Gears of War. This was the big one that they showcased. I've never been a Gears guy. I've never played a single Gears of War game except Tactics, which I actually loved it. Here's why, though, I'm not going to be one of those people like, oh, I've never played a Gears game. Time to start. This is the brand new game, and it's a prequel to the original game. But it's a prequel right before the original game. I absolutely loathe prequels when it's a prequel of something that's right before. Personal thing. Especially when you already know where the story's going. You already know what's going to happen. Why do I care to play it? Or, when TV shows or movies, why do I care to watch something that I already know what's going to happen? I already know where the story is going to end. Now, I like prequels when it's like 1,000 years ago or something like that. You're playing, let's say you're playing a game and they talk about like these legends of old and, things of the past of, long ago. Sure, I'd like to play a prequel of that. But if it's like, I didn't care for like Han Solo's story. That came out after Force Awakens when Han Solo's killed. Spoiler. Why do I care? Now, that being said, I have been proven wrong. It took me a long time to watch Andor. I know, I'm sticking with the Star Wars theme here. Because Andor takes place right before Rogue One. And I loved Rogue One. But you know what happens, so why do I care to watch Andor? But Andor was phenomenal. Probably the best Star Wars media since Disney takeover, so. Anyways, let's continue. Halo. Campaign evolved. I used to be a huge Halo fan, and then I was not a huge Halo fan. I love Bungie Halo. I love Halo 1, 2, 3. Played Halo 4, didn't really care for it. Never played 5 or Infinite. Well, I played the PvP of Infinite, which is fine. But I absolutely loved Halo 1, 2, and 3. Like, I actually love those games. So, there's a really good chance I'm going to play it. That's why I have it on probably. It looks good, and they're going to do a little bit more. They said they're adding more missions that lead into the beginning of Halo 1. So, I'm completely remade from the ground up, looking polished for modern day, like what, 25 years later, Halo? I'm in it. Spyro, I played the first couple Spyro games I remember when I was younger as a young lad on the PS1. They were enjoyable, just like a Crash Bandicoot game or a Banjo-Kazooie game or whatever, or like PlayStation. I remember playing a game called Medieval, which I think they did a remake of that very recently, actually, just a couple years ago or something. Yeah. Doom the Dark Ages, the DLC, probably not. It also, I've watched playthroughs of Doom 2016. I've watched playthroughs of Doom Eternal, and I've watched a full playthrough of Dark Ages. These are the only games for me that it's just like, it's too fast. My eyes can't keep up, and it was actually making me nauseous. It was really hurting my eyes to play the game. So, probably not going to play it. Vivarium. This is going to go into the probably not still. The concept is really cool, actually. But no. Join us. This is like in between a yes and probably. I can't remember when it's actually being launched. Let's see if it's on Steam. It is on Steam. Ooh, I do have it wish listed. Okay, it's March next year. So that's leaning me more probably closer to a yes. This game looks hilarious and amazing. Senua. I'm putting it under probably not because I never played the first two games. I never played Hellblade 1 or 2. But this one doesn't have Hellblade in the title, but it's obviously a sequel. We'll see. Kind of just depends, you know, like time comes where there's nothing to play, maybe I'll play the OG. Metro 2039, hell. Fucking yeah. The Metro games is like in line of like the scariest that I'll go. It's interesting because Metro Exodus wasn't really scary. There was really no horror elements to it, but the original Last Light in 2029 or 2033 or whatever, 2033 and Last Light, those ones definitely had some horror elements to it, and this one looks like it's going to. But I still loved them. Absolutely loved them. I thought they were fantastic. So really looking forward to it. I just realized I don't have anything. I don't think there's gonna be anything that's gonna be on an absolutely not. But yeah, Minecraft Dungeons 2. Never played the first one. I just don't really see myself playing this one. It's not gonna happen. Modern Warfare 4. It's going into probably because I'm sold on their extraction. I actually am very, very interested in their extraction. So we'll see what happens. Persona 4 remake? No. I ain't going backwards and playing the old Persona games because they're not connected. Not like directly connected anyway. I didn't even need to see anything. This teaser showed literally nothing. I'm buying it anyway. As I said, I'm not going to get Persona 4 remake. I loved 5. 5 was fantastic. But I absolutely would love to see a slightly more serious and darker tone Persona. Give it a little bit more of that Shin Megami Tensei vibe. Going on. Resonance, A Plague Tale, something. It's going to go into probably. I never played the Plague Tale games, mainly because the first one, from what a friend of mine told me, is that it's mostly just a walking simulator. The second game added a little bit more gameplay to the game. But I watched the trailer for this and I'm like, it just looks sick. But I'm putting it under probably because I'm not sure if the first two games are really required to play, right? Like how closely tied is the story? That's what's gonna really determine for me. Valor Mortis, this is a yes. It is a first-person Dark Souls Napoleon era thing. Yes. Oh, I can't put this in absolutely not. Where Wins Me? This was the game that this live service game. I remember, man, I was excited to try this game when it first came out, and I'm probably one of 3 people that when I played it, I'm like, ugh. It gave me the ick. Also, the 25th anniversary. I'm gonna be honest, it looks actually cool. It looks super cool. And for Xbox fans out there who actually are big fans of the console, I think it looks sick, man. It's a translucent dark green, reminiscent of the OG colors, and because I had the OG Xbox. Yeah, I think that looks pretty dope. But I also have a super powerhouse gaming PC, so you know. Anyways, guys, this is my list. You know, mainly like the big ones for me is Clockwork Revolution, Castlevania, Metro, and Persona 6, but also Fable, Join Us, and Valor Mortis. These are the ones that I'm just like, yes, yes. Man, I can't wait for Clockwork Revolution, man. I know it's next year, but it's like we're already halfway through this year anyway, man. Let's go. And all these other games too, it's like it's not like they look bad. You know, it's just not for me. So, anyways, guys, leave some comments down below. You know, let me know what you guys think. What did you guys like the most out of the Xbox showcase? What games were you looking forward to? What games get you hype? What games are maybe a disappointment? You know, things like that, you know, let me know down below. Leave any, you know, if you like the video, made it this far, hit the like, subscribe, you know, it helps me out. And, you know, we do more videos. I gotta do the PC Gamer one. All right. Thank you for watching.